kind of lame. Maybe. But I think I want to, like, conclude Shadowbringers with my fairy wings on. And as a Dragoon right now, I think. But I will be playing Dragoon and Walker as well. But having the, I don't know though, what if there's like serious cutscenes and I'm over here dressed like a fucking e-girl? The fairy wings just make me think of like Bayfolk and Shadowbringers. You don't think the oh, will the wings not be in the cutscenes? Okay, well then, that's the case. Can my bard even do these quests? Oh yeah. Wait, no, not that quest. That was a level 30 quest. My bard should be able to. I got my little pirate glam going on for my bard. Check out my new bow that I got from my bard. Looking pretty cool. I have the Dark Knight sword version of this bow. Okay. You know what? I think I'm ready to go into Endwalker as bard. I think that's what I want to do. Place for your wings with pride. I love my wings so much. They're a lot of fun. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna conclude Shadowbringers going to Endwalker as bard. I think we'll look really badass for any cool cutscenes. Yeah. If the cutscenes will let you. But the wings don't go with my bard outfit. You know what? Actually, no. I like this. We'll roll as bard. We'll have my wings. We'll take my Shadowbringer wings with me. And it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Y'all ain't never seen a fairy with, you know, a fairy bard. You have now. A fairy pirate bard. Fairy pirate bard. That's an e-girl. Who great parses. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Enough stalling. I'm not gonna be a stalling one anymore. Alphino. In the face of this new draconic threat, we would indeed benefit from Estinian's presence. Estinine? Yet, I cannot help but wonder how Kryle and Tataru intend to locate him. He certainly seemed confident, however. That's right. So Tataru and Kryle both said that they are going to get Estinian because we really need his assistance right now. And I'm very excited to see Estinian again. To the breach. Hey. Alisei is waiting patiently for the return of certain scions, not least of all, you. Okay. That looked like a really intense cut, like, thumbnail right there. Alright, good news, Gray. Tancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Ah, a welcoming party. You needed to have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was a little more than a spectator. The Alliance share of the credit must go to Alisei, Graha, and Gray, but I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we are taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. I know, right? Tancred does want some of the credit. Also, fairy wings do not show up in the cutscenes. So, That solves that problem. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raban and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then maybe you would do the same for us? I like that Vagrant was annoyed with Urianger. It's probably because of the way he fucking talks. Nobody understands a damn word he says. Indeed, it was just as Lee said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Gosh, devastation. Nerva and the Illard, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather transform it. Transform it into what? Oh. I'm glad Alice is on the same page too. Transform it into what? That is a difficult question to answer. Construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of Aether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet, as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with a nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed or tempered. We saw this. We actually saw this. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. It was almost like they were like zombies or something, which we know zombies are a thing because we've seen them time and time again in the Hildebrand quests. If Fandaniel could blind Bahamut to his will... Bind. Dear God, I swear I can read! If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Ooh, asking the real questions here. Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested your presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. That's right, so there was a bunch of towers. My assumption is that it's a beacon, or like a transmitting something. Don't know what. I had a few theories that I told Shrimp the other day, and I straight up don't even remember my own damn theories. I should have written them down. Shrimp, if you happen to remember any of my theories, please let everyone know in chat, because apparently I don't remember them. Mari, in this case, of Minnow being able to read, the lie detector determined that was a lie. Look, I was able to read your chat, so, you know. Again. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter. As I promised Kyle, we need not all attend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. "5G towers, right? The Ascians are trying to get into that 5G. Are the true villains of the game. Yes, they're worse than the Ascians, they're worse than Xenos. Get a little pupper out. Look, there's a lookout there. I wonder how you get to that. No flying here. Huh, I'll have to try that out sometime. Oh, we got a blue quest out here too. Hey. How's it going, Graha? I wonder if there have been any developments regarding the Amaja abductions. It could be no mere coincidence that the incidents began occurring just as the towers first appeared. Are the towers being used to, like, corrupt everybody? Like, possess everybody, maybe? Although I was only in Revenant's Toll a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Bill... I can't ever say this person's name. Bilhaman? Blayaman? Spring water only, it being a flying visit. I like sneeze, kind of. No, I think the sneeze. Nope, I can't tell if my sneeze is gonna go away or come. Filament or something like that? Okay. Yeah, I always get it wrong. Okay. He's decided to come. The royal menagerie is still closed to civilians. Fandaniel and his pets certainly left their mark. While we may safely assume that the Telephorori are behind the works being carried out on the Imperial Palace, we can only guess at their purpose. Flamen? My friends, much and more I heard of your travels in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel more welcome? Well, well, if it isn't Alphino, it is a merry band. Ooh, who is this? Oh! Hello! Arenvald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who says this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Damn! Busting out the short jokes. See how it is? This kind of reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, how they always pick on Edward for being short. Filet mignon. Okay, I can roll with that. Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elizin are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great RX such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. It's interesting, this is the first time we've ever heard any of the Scions refer to, like, what their race actually is. Like, they don't talk about, like, they don't say the word of their race. Like, you don't hear Taro saying, oh, yeah, I'm a Lalafell. Anyway, so, like, I know that, like, him and Alice are Elizin, but, like, for him to, like, say it, I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Okay. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbrita towered over me nonetheless. Aww, Moonbrita! I miss Moonbrita. Why did they have to kill her off? She was so cool. She was one of the best characters in the entire game, and they killed her off. Like, gone too soon. Way too soon. Arnvald brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola mostly. That's a name we haven't heard in a while. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Wait, what's going on with Fordola? Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? What if we don't see him afterwards? What if shit happens? Like there's this planned meeting. He's being fucking weird right now. I hope he's not gonna pull some sort of Crystal Brave shit on us. And then also, what if it turns into like another bloody banquet? I got trust issues. If Radola is going with him, that must mean... My apologies. As Arval rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it. Has always been there since ARR. Honestly, though, he's always just been there, lurking. What is he up to? I don't trust like that. Wow! It's like everybody!
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. It is no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telephoroi's disposal.
It's pronounced Telephoroi, as Rabban says it at least.
But since then we have seen no sign of this Daniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
He kind of is, like, extremely unhinged and unpredictable, and I think that's what's really scary. Ironvald and Ferdola have been doing missions and scouting with their Echo during Shadowbringers. I get that, but, like, I don't know, man. What if something's a little susty? I'm just saying, I don't trust like that.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Oh, Porksies.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Yes.
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
Interesting.
But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked.
Like, I don't know, is this like Bahamut's calling? Bahamut call? The call of
Glory
Bahamut?
be to Garlemald.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
That is interesting. I actually didn't think about that. Usually, the Tempered are, like, compelled to worship a primal, but in this case, they're choosing, like, a city or a place. That is interesting.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses.
Yeah, why are they going for the beast tribes?
And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
Yes.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Supportive Z. God, could you imagine like Xenos like
Lord
supporting the
Hien
project? That
reached the
sounds
same conclusion when I shared our
terrifying.
findings with Doma.
Okay, so Lord Hien's also experiencing this. This is like worldwide. That's crazy. That whatever they're plotting, it's worldwide. Is like the entire source going to like experience the final days?
The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Who is this? Ferdola and Arenvald. Long time no see, Ferdola. So they've been tasked with this.
Resistant to
For
primal
robot.
influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We're glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Interesting.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
Okay, so this makes a lot more sense why they were like, yeah, you know what? Forget we said anything, go to your meeting, we'll literally talk later. Okay. Makes a lot more sense now. They're not sussy
If it would
anymore.
give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvald?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Hey, Belle and Rouge, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How are you? You like Lisa's Ida more? Do you really? I actually prefer Lisa over Ida, but maybe that's because I've just spent, at this point, so much more time with Lisa than I ever did Ida. Ida was cool, but I actually really like Lisa. I think she's funny. She kind of like... She has like a very Californian kind of vibe to her compared to everybody else in the game, and I appreciate the uniqueness of Lise. I would actually like to do a Lise cosplay. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I haven't like been around Ida, like Lisa's Ida, in so long that like, I guess I just don't have too much of a connection with Ida, really. I said that numbers can provide a hindrance when infiltrating enemy territory, but to send only 2? Okay, so that's his concern. Hi, Ferdola. Long time no see. If it's small talk you're after, look elsewhere. Got it. No small talk with Ferdola. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. I assume 5.5 is just gonna be mostly cutscene. I'm okay with that though.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamoldra and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
This feels like it's alluding to the fact that we're gonna lose Arenvold. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
And you, Fordola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Poor girl's just been through so much. Really feel for her.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
Calling her out.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat.
It's wild that she used to worship Xenos and now she's over here helping us. Oh, how the tables have turned. And it's an interesting choice of words that she used too. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. Literally, Xenos went up to his dad and just cut him down. And on top of that, Estinian and Gaius witnessed that happening. I can't even imagine, like, being there in the same vicinity as Xenos and watching him just cut down his dad with, like, out batting an eye. That's crazy. I just like that at least is usually the division amongst the 14 community. True. True. Fordola can also join my growing harem of waifus. And Lise! Yes, Lise is definitely waifu. For sure.
And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head!
You went from liking Xenos to hating Xenos.
I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
She definitely has a different agenda going into all of this because, like she just said, she was a part of Garlemald. She must be feeling like, oh shit, like a lot of regret. Potential regret. This whole situation is so much more different for Fordola and so much more personal for Fordola than it is for everybody else, I feel like, because she literally swapped sides. She's been on the ugly side. Now, granted, if the game was told in the viewpoint of the Ascians or the Garleans, we would think that the Scions are the bad people. At the end of the day, in this game, everyone is doing what they think is right. But it's interesting to see her, like, switch sides. And this is definitely a lot more personal for her.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Fist bump. His little baby fist! His little baby fist bump! Oh my god, that... Oh. I have a feeling we're gonna lose Arenvold.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Oh my god, I love this game so much! Throughout the entire game, they've just picked on Alphen over not knowing how to swim, and I love that he's like, well, I've learned how to swim since since we last saw each other. It's so freaking funny. I love this game so much. I like the little tidbits of comedic humor that they throw in every now and then, and it is much appreciated, and I just love it. It all sounds like something buy at Taco Bell. No, don't shit on her voice. Oh, you're not talking about her voice. You're talking about her name. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see that. What would be a Fardola at Taco Bell? Would it be like a calzone? Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. True. Except there's a lot more than 2 towers. I want the $5 Fardola box. Oh my god. Next time you go to Taco Bell, please order just like that and see what they say. I want to know.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life.
True.
Take care, Ray. It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
Aww.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway.
Man, why do I feel like now they're gonna get into a situation where Fardola, like, Arnvald's about to die, but Fardola, like, jumps in, saves him, and then she dies in the process. And quite frankly, I love Fardola. She is very, very interesting character as well. And I'd be really sad to see her go. I feel like she hasn't truly gotten a second chance at life just yet.
But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light, or Alphino for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime.
Taking on his age now, too. Age and size again.
No. The fact is, I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try.
They did say in ARR that the Alphen and Alistair are 16 years old. So I guess they're like 17-ish now. I guess like the years gone by.
They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
He's giving me very much Ardbert vibes. Arnvald's got Ardbert vibes right now. I like that a lot.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
I just had a realization. I'll tell you in a second.
Thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru! I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian.
I love Tataru so much.
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut.
Oh boy.
But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
I really like her voice actress.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
Okay. The thought that I had just now. They mentioned Lunar Bahamut and... who's always hanging out at the moon? Ascians. Does the Ascians' moon have something to do with Lunar Bahamut? Is there correlation? Sounds familiar. I have no idea if she's been in anything, but I really like her voice actor. Yeah. Let's go find Estinian!
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Estinian Warmblood, the Azure Dragoon. Technically Crimson Dragoon. If you know, you know. If you haven't done the Dragoon job quest, then that has no meaning to you, but technically he's the Crimson Dragoon, and I wish the story would actually follow along with that. Anyways, rant over. Moving on. I could go on about that for a bit. Estinian Warmblood, the Azure Dragoon. His was another name that featured prominently in the history books, and it will be fascinating to meet the man in the flesh. Oh, that's right, they never met. I get the impression Arnvald is a lot more apprehensive than he lets on. He will have been grateful Alphino was there to see him off. Here be dragons. So, Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. Let me see my man Estinian again. Please. We going to Ishgard. Oh. Dark Souls 2, so that's how I know her? Oh. I didn't know that. I haven't played too much of Dark Souls. I played a little bit of the first one. I might bring back Dark Souls December again this year. Now what do they have to say? Assuming we find him, this will be my first encounter with the famous Estinian. And if he's half the man Alphino claims, there's so many people who haven't met Estinian and I didn't realize that. And if he's half the man Alphino claims, I fully expect to go weak at the knees. Perhaps do a bit of fainting while I'm at it. Oh, Alice, just wait, girl. We both gonna be swooning over this man because he's just so beautiful. I mean, I know what he looks like, and I'm a huge fangirl. Like Estinian, the Word of Light wants you, okay? Just saying. Alice, you're in for a nice treat. He is a snack. Anyways, moving on. I love to see Alice actually faint at just like the beautiful man that Estinian is. I have only visited Ishgard once before, after the devastation of the 8th Umbral Calamity. To see the place in all its in all its original glory is a tantalizing prospect indeed. The world's gotta be so weird for Grahatia because he knows so much already. Alice's like 12? No, she's 16. They said that at the very beginning in ARR when you first meet them, that they are 16 years old. There's a chance they could be around 17 at this point. I'm not sure exactly how much time has passed, but they're for sure 16. She's also on the Xenoblade Chronicles games. Another game series I have not played. Like Batman lurking in the shadows, brooding. Basically, and he's just gonna save, he's there to save Gotham City, Ishgard City. Goth-Ishgard City. I don't think Alice really has any. She tends to thirst over the dudes. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Gray can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck. I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. Oh, I get to see Lucia! Feels good to be back in Ishgard. I love this place so much. Sneeze one time and then your nose just gets itchy. Dear Lord! Tired of my nose being itchy all the damn time. Allergies suck, y'all. I hate it. Ugh. Lucia! Hi! So good to see you again! Good morrow to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Amarig sent word that you would be attending a meeting in El Amigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit? I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Amarig, only to find him absent? In any event, I am afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Really quick. Oh. I thought... Oh wait, you know, this is not Amarik's office. For a second, I thought that was Amarik's office, and I was like, oh, I could sit in his chair for a second. Nope! So your house is in Ishgard? Yes! My house is in Ishgard too! One of the very first people to go to Ishgard. It was crazy, actually. Like, where I was at, there was, like, no houses at all at the time of getting my apartment. You're off to bed. Have a good rest of the stream. Alright, Cat Lord, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day tomorrow. And as always, it's good to see you in chat. I hope you get plenty of rest. Good day. Bye! Sir Estinian is every bit as elusive as Urianger suggested. He has a really cool weapon.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Definitely.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Like, I don't understand why the game didn't... I get, like, if people hadn't picked up the Dragoon job quest, they wouldn't know that he became the Crimson Dragoon towards the end of, like, you find that out actually in Stormblood. But I do wish that they would call him the Crimson Dragoon. Anyways. No, but the game still refers to him as the Azure Dragoon. And if he was going off of the books, then he should have been able to read that he turned into the Crimson Dragoon. He should, if he knows so much about Estinian, he would know that fact, right? Wait, do the lay people not know he's Azure Dragoon? Wait, what do you mean? If you do the job quest, you'll come to find out that he is the Crimson Dragoon, which means that he is a symbol for making peace with the Ishgardians and the dragons. And he now, word for word, Racefelger says, you no longer fight against the dragons, you are now fighting with the dragons. And Racefelger gave him the name, the Crimson Dragoon. Oh, still think he's the Azure Dragoon? Possibly. I mean, he's very quiet, so I guess if there's really not too many people to document it, but I just, it's a me thing, okay? It's a me thing. I really enjoyed the Dragoon job quest, or like quest line, and it's a me thing. I'm not trying to be like everyone should know him as the Crimson Dragoon. I just personally want to see the game acknowledge that, and I'm not gonna get that. But it's a me thing. It's just purely a me thing. Okay, continuing. Well.
First
Look who
the
it
Scion's
is.
Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
Hello, Estinian! How are you? First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think... Yes, they are totally mere coincidence. Hey, Cog, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How are you?
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Oh, the way he's looking at her. She's so tiny in comparison.
Too long.
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
No! No, Estinian! No! I guess Alphino never told Estinian he has a twin sister. He literally walked right past Alphino. It went straight to Alice and was like, hello, it's been a long time. And she's probably over here like, whoa, beautiful man. He doesn't know me. He's got the wrong person. Maybe you should really... No, not the ukulele apology video. No, that's... He needs to hire a bard to do that. A second too soon. Oh, it's okay, Cog. It's still really funny nonetheless. Such devastation. It's really hard to time down alerts with it. I appreciate the effort. Please know that I appreciate it. And I'm glad to hear you're doing good, by the way. I hope work's been treating you well. Okay. No! No! Not the head pats!
Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Oh, no. Oh, God. Estinian, you're just digging yourself deeper.
I am not Alphino!
Oh, shit. Oh, she's mad. Oh, I've never
If
seen
the two of you
her
are such firm friends,
mad.
perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged?
I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking... Oh no.
That's too good of a sound alert for this. Oh god, I've never seen Alice so riled up. She makes a very good point though. Like, if they're such good friends, how does he not recognize? He literally walked right by Alphino. Does he not remember that Alvaro has the blue hair? Like the blue piece in his hair? I am loving this. This is way too good.
Oh, had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Woo! Damn! Look on his face!
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side.
He did all this badass stuff and then he gives Alice head pats. He's a softie.
To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Oh my god, Graha didn't even have a twinkle in his eye when he met us again on the first. He's even more of a fanboy of Estenia than he is of us. Graha, stop! You're too cute. Stop. This is adorable. It is such a weird situation.
What is going on?
Estenia, this is what happens when you're gone for too long. You need to not dip out and stop being so, you know, what's the word? Introvert. Stop being such an introvert.
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting.
Wait, oh, I thought Alfredo was there this whole time.
Estinian! It's been too long.
I don't know why I thought Alfredo was there this whole time. Dear Lord! Okay, now this is awkward on my end. Whoopsies. Oh no. Estinian's like, what? There's two of you? Hands down, this is the best cutscene in the entire game.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
I mean, Alfredo's taken it quite well. I have a feeling this happens to Alice all the time. It's so funny to see her so angry and simultaneously Graha's like, ah, it's the Azure Dragoon right in front of me. Hands down, this is the best cutscene in the entire game. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again.
It's like when you go to wave to someone and there's like a person in between you, like a stranger, and then they like awkwardly wave back and then realize, oh, you were waving at me. Oh man. He even gave her head pats. I think that just makes it, that's what makes this the best cutscene. He gave Alice head pats and she's like, back off! This is so good. Technically his eyes were covered when he first saw us, so we don't know if he had that twinkle. True. That is actually true. He probably was twinkling underneath his hood. He'd be twinkling real hard if we could see it. Well, he for sure was twinkling hard for Estinian.
What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
I mean, according to Arnvald, he hasn't grown at all. Why is everyone talking about Alfredo's, like, size?
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
Aww. Reunited.
At least someone's having a good time.
So good. Aw, poor Alice. I feel like Alice spends a lot of her time in Alphina's shadows, but she's a really important character. She kind of reminds me a lot of me. I feel like in the past, there have been so many times where like I've worked really hard on a project, but for whatever reason, other people get a little bit more noticed, and I tend to be in the shadows of other people. I'm not saying that this still happens now, but in the past, it's kind of been that way, and I think sometimes Alice wants to speak up and be like, hey, I'm just as important too. But she might be a little reserved before saying something like that. She just seems to watch Alphino a lot from like the side. That's my perspective and how I perceive Alice. I'm not saying that is how things are, but that's how I perceive it, and I kind of sometimes feel like I relate to Alice just a bit.
You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge.
Really?
But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
He's got the boys now. He's got some bros. Will he be cracking brewskis with the bros? Perhaps he sees them as the brothers he never had. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever. Oh, these are all 3 really good responses. I kind of go with the top one, but I feel like that kind of shits on Alice. I think they don't mean it as like he hates his sister, but it has always been them too, you know? We'll go with the top one.
Huh. Good luck to them. It hasn't been easy being his sister, I can tell you that.
Clearly, because she gets mistaken for Alphino all the time.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Aziz La.
Oh, as a matter of fact, we have a company airship now. Would you like to use it? Oh, except the Warrior Light doesn't get to use it because apparently the game's like, no, you have a way to travel without it. You only got to use it one time. Anyways, I would be more than happy to go back to Aziz La. Can I go with you, Estinian?
Aziz La? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Tiamat!
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Aziz La, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
Are we finally gonna free this goddamn dragon? I was so upset that we see Tiamat and we like hang out Aziz La for a little bit and then we're like, okay, bye! Like, literally the Scions make it a habit to like try and save everybody. But they're like, no, fuck Tiamat. Just leave her in shackles up there. And I just feel so bad. Can we finally free her? Is she going to be the cure for the Lunar Bahamut? Will the Lunar Bahamut see Tiamat be like, my love? Will love conquer all?
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Oh, or that.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azizlar together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
Do I get to take it too?
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard.
Dude, she totally would. And I kind of want to see that. Not if he jumps away faster.
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
Oh, Alice.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
Really funny to see Alice get so mad. Alice's reaction to that is honestly me when people would confuse me and my sister all the time. Oh, is your sister like your twin, or do y'all just look a lot alike? You could potentially get through 5.55 tonight with how things are going. Do you really? You think so? Oh shit. Oh snap. Oh snap. Okay, we gotta talk to everyone. I just want to note that I am very thankful that they allowed me to ride the company ship again because literally I'm a part of the company. Thank you, game. Tiamat summoned Bahamut once before. She may have again. Well, willfully or no. So this is the Delta Quadrant, where countless dragons yet lie imprisoned. The great Tiamat among them. Not to complain, but I didn't expect to find myself here again quite so soon. It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Aziz's Law, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit. I mean, I did personally. There was a moment in time recently, before I even knew Tiamat and Aziz's Law were going to be, like, involved in the story again. There was a moment in time where, like, I missed Aziz's Law so much that I would log out next to Tiamat just so that she has some company. She's just, like, all alone, just chained up. I feel so bad. So I would log out next to her so she'd have some company. And then I'd log back into the game and I could tell her hi and ask her how her day is. I just want to save her. Can we save all the dragons, please? Look at me. I'm truly a Dragoon main. Truly a Dragoon main. Okay. Alas not, we had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Gray is the person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Summer was there to introduce. Go with this one. Because Midgard. Oh, I don't want to make you cry! I just really care about the dragons. Ah, yes. You were a friend of her father. I have too met with Tiamat. Estedian over here and be like, she's not, you know, she's not the only one here who's met Tiamat, okay? I have too. Oh, Estedian. After the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. Oh, the Dragonsong War. One of my favorite moments of the game. As much as I'm like really growing to like Shadowbringers and stuff, I just don't think it will outbeat Heavensward. Heavensward just really like hit hard with me. I just loved every moment of that entire expansion. And the song, like the Dragon song, gets me every time. I love that song so much. Anyways, after the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own in war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she felt for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her even now. You're wrong. I see. And your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own. And I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. Like, feels like such a long time ago that we did Heavensward. Like, here we are again. Talking about the dragons. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. This was a good. This was a good cutscene. Hands down the best cutscene in the entire game. I really enjoyed this one. This one definitely like leaves a mark for me in the game. Really liked this one. You can pinch Oh, okay, I read that. Let's see, my sister and I are 3 years apart, but we're the same height. See, my sister, people think my sister is the older sister because she's taller than me. It's either like we don't really look alike. Some people say that we do, like we do have similar smiles, but sometimes out in public we've been asked like, oh, are y'all just good friends? And we're like, no, we're sisters. And then sometimes people think she's the older one because she's taller than me. My family all have like the average to tall genes, and I'm just kind of short. I'm the only short one in my family. But yeah, my sister gets mistaken as the older sister sometimes. Heaven's Word is just so good. It has my heart. I just love that expansion so much. Oh my god, 4 more quests. Oh Jesus. Okay. Okay. Talk to everyone. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning, even as they supplied the Alligans with the means to capture primals. So much suffering, all of it by design. Ever since Emmett said it was all by design, I just feel like the entire game was all by design. Okay, so hold on. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning. That's very interesting. Did the Ascians? I wonder, like, who all did the Ascians teach anything about summoning? Like, are there, I don't know. Anyways, even as they supplied the Alligans with the means to capture Prime. Interesting. The Azure Dragoons of history were the mortal enemies of the dragons, yet now they would be hard-pressed to find a soul who understood them better. It is very interesting how it's come to that. Our grandfather sacrificed everything to protect the realm from Bahamut. We must be prepared to do the same. I have a feeling this is going to be really important to Alice. She's a lot more of an empath. Alphino? But I don't know, I just hear like an Endwalker, like there's some kind of, whoops, I hit my space bar. There's like some kind of theme of being an empath or something. Oh, I should take notes, you're right, you're right. Okay. Just knocked over my lip gloss, so it's no big deal. Okay, 5 point. Okay, so I like the change in music just now. That was nice. And then yeah, that's actually what I'm writing down. Yeah, so that's interesting. So then that means, I don't know, I'm just really curious. I'm really curious to know, like, which dragons specifically are, like, possibly actively doing summonings that we're not aware of just yet, or whatever. And then also, is Lunar Bahamut synonymous with the moon that the Ascians always hang out at? And I feel like that just makes way too much sense, but I could be wrong, so. Only way to find out is to continue through the story. Righteous indignation. Estinian is ready to lead the way to Tiamat. Tiamat awaits. This way. It's so, like, cool to be doing quests with the Stinian right now. I really like that. Low-key, a part of me kind of wishes I had done some of this, like, as Dragoon now, but, yeah, but it is what it is. Bard, Dragoon. It is what it is. You know what? We can have mounts out in this area, so let's summon Midgard. Yeah, this is how you do it. You approach Tiamat on Midgard. I know I could change jobs, but hello. I'm on a dragon. This mount's so big, it's like hard to see. There we go. Look at them. Look at them. Okay. Enough of that. You're right, we can... Let's just switch to Dragoon. It feels wrong to be doing things to the dragons, not as Dragoon. Okay. To think that man is responsible for all this, and so much else that dragonkind has suffered. I know, tell me about it. Resigned to her fate though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat, which she only let us. So this is one of the 7 great worms. Even thus confined, her presence is overwhelming. Stinian, man of very few words. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Gladly. That my sins should be repeated. I sense not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mercidia, our children. The icon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Algon's dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Interesting. Yes, the dragons of Mercidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Wow. Ascians got their claws into the dragons too.
Us and I die by now.
Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness.
Ten es an est in. Est I an kin antun. U es I. Ines. Tu in Aistana.
Again, you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. There are no depths to which you will not stoop.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
Snosk an ta in Dramon.
What wouldst thou have from me, Slayer of Dragons? Guess, does Tiamat not know that, Estinian is, like, become friends with the dragons now?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Wow. This moment, I'm kind of glad she's bound up a little bit. Yeah. Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice.
Ale o es an in. Ale cum ac in.
Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contended with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Snoska Dramon kin. Nestra in. Illes I. Nesh an.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price.
Unnik. Nalstra ul an. Antal an. Smon. Tahi an.
But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. Its prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Just imagine a little pork seat coming to save Tiamat. Oh, that's right, Estinian doesn't know. Speakest thou in earnest?
there is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner. Not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Yeah, you tell her, Alfie.
Sahaan, Seth Soul, King Bahamut,
A chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest.
An Surbon, Na An Inles, Snaloles Dishan, Na Ala An Ul An Sin An Stan In.
When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary. And now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. Wow. So, okay, when our own star faced annihilation... Wait. Oh, so I guess their own star... Is that Mericidia? Is that what she means? When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary. And now your foes would bring about her destruction. Yeah. Okay, this is making a little bit more sense. I had to read it again. It would seem she still has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word. I confess, my heart was in my throat when Estinian thought to berate her, but it appears to have had the desired effect. Yeah, Estinian's a little interesting with words sometimes when it comes to talking to dragons. It won't make up for what she suffered at the hands of men, but if there's a chance we can free her, truly free her, we owe it to her to try. I am totally on board with this. This is all I've been wanting since I found out about Tiamat. While porksies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Allegans have kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I know Alphino and Grey here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? You underestimate them. Rest assured, Sir Estinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. Aww, Graha. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat to do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Rue? Yeah? Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tatar's famous tea. Aww. And be indebted to her for the leaves in hot water? I think not. Oh man! Like coffee biscuits, but not turned down. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah, yes, we are familiar with it. The Aether Chemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel, containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you? I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros, Urianger, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels and the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try at least. Agreed, we will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. What? Wow, this music's going crazy. Alice and I shall remain here and attend to necessary preparations in the event that the spirit vessel fails to work as expected. You know where to find me. Good luck. It's possible the restraints may have mitigated the effects of her tempering, but Tiamat has been enthralled to Bahamut for thousands of years. Have clung to her reason through it all says a lot for her strength of will. More than a lot. I don't know why I struggled so hard to read that one. Yeah, the music's really good. That was crazy, like to click back into the game and it's just like this insane piano piece. That's cool. Okay, so go to the flagship. Thought you were about to fight Cynthia from Pokemon. I don't know who that is. I've never played a Pokemon game before. Unless you count Pokemon Go, which I don't really think that counts. Oh wait, it says down? And now it says up? What? Over here? Aha, here we go. I would rather leave these elegant contraptions to you and Alpha now. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Does he really think I'm going to be dumb enough to just pull a lever? Because he's probably right. I'll be like, oh, a lever, what does this do? And then like all hell rains loose. The final days like come down. Really strong champion that you would fight at the end of Diamond Platinum. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played any of them. I did want to play Scarlet and Violet and Scarlet, whatever it was, at one point, and I've kind of lost that interest. But maybe when that interest comes back again, I'll get the game and I can play my first Friction between oh, I have to do my robotic voice. Friction between metallic component detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Bzz. Try. Can I go through the tunnel? Is this where we just came from? Vivian. These nodes, or whatever it is you call them, why do they quiver so? It's always interesting to just see like random people out and about in Enzisla. I guess I too am like one of those people that just am randomly out and about in this area. Don't really like this zone. I like each node. All the nodes are so cool and interestingly like designed. For data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Advice deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Fun trying to do a robot voice. So it's not gonna be this way. I keep thinking I see it, but it's just like the little flower things coming off of my mount. Oh, it's over here. Bloop, bloop. Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Interesting. To be released in 2020 years? An insane amount of time. Get out, Ruby. Infernal things. One of them sent a swarm of mechanical Villican to plague me. I must have angered it. Oh, Estinian. Bad with words. I'm afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? I did. A node which smelled like burned hair. Yes, a chirruping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries, if that's any help. Obviously the middle one. Obviously. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of this spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well. Let us take a closer look. How did the elegants tell these godforsaken things apart? The study is so funny. As I suspected, the node will not acknowledge my authority to issue instructions. Blip. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Blip, bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologists and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. Graha comes in a little glass vial. Blip! New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Bloop. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. How funny would it be to be like, yeah, we're the royal family. My name's Grey Parsing E-Girl. Bloop. Welcome, Grey Parsing E-Girl. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Bloop, bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen. To emit, a system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? Smash it to pieces! Damn, Windows update, right? Now that I do understand, you can go first. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanisms, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal location within the flagship. As per tradition, true. You can see this thing release the restraints or not. Oh, so can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense? User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured, I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying, but I dare say we will fare far better with guidance than without it.